But yeah, let's actually return to this. So, I have learned a lot since the last time I was here, since this was basically my first attempt functionally at playing this game, right? I sucked. In fact, I still suck, probably. But I'm at least mostly aware of that now. And I can do some things about that. So, first order of business, I'm going to build a bunch of buildings, basically. This is because I now actually understand how the Sengoku Jidai works. I thought there was an impossible thing to fire because the wiki didn't really present it correctly. Nation-filled building-based buildings? Not for long. Not for long. There will be very few of them left, I assure you. Okay. So, I am going to want to build... let's just build a clan-based shipyard everywhere. I'm going to be basically trying to build one of every building in any province I can. Because here's the thing. Any province I have a single building in, I will take ownership of in 1400. Why? Because, I don't know. Somebody thought this was a good system. That's why. Because somebody thought that this was a good idea. So, it's actually rather hilarious that I basically stopped right before 1400. It legit is like the mining meme. Where, like, I just stopped right before I hit the fucking diamond. You know? It turns out, no, literally the content for Japan just finally kicks the fuck off at that moment. Just permanent shogun rule. Oh no, Meiji Restoration. We can do that in the Sengoku Jidai. The Sengoku Jidai on the wiki is basically presented as a set of requirements. Because of the lack of wording, and literally just a bullet point list, I understandably assumed it to be a series of and requirements. It turns out that it's actually a series of or requirements. In practice, what this means is... Okay, as long as I have one everywhere, that's all I really care about. What this in practice ends up meaning is... Shiras? Ooh, I can build lots of these. This can only have one in each province, so mass build. What do you mean there are no locations? There's not enough leather. Understandable. Alright. But yeah, we're going to go for an Imperial Restoration. Alright. So, I'm actually going to get access to the Burgers estate finally. But here's the thing. I am, in the near future, going to be converting into a functional society, so I'm debating what I want to do about stability. Didn't watch the last stream, so wow. Yeah. I upload them to YouTube and everything. There's a reason I went with Cookie Clicker Japan. Because it turns out you just build buildings that pay you money. And use them to build more buildings. Like, somebody legitimately thought the math worked out fine, where you can just build a building that gives you 0.5 gold a month, irregardless of everything else. And that was just okay. That was reasonable. You know? Spoiler alert. It's not. Oh my god damn it, Johan. Yeah. I think you declared bankruptcy. Yes, I did in fact use bankruptcy tactics to help accelerate things. I'll freely admit that. I did in fact use some bankruptcy tactics. And that is okay. This, like, I basically just learned my first little bit of cheese. And used it. Thank you. In proper theme for today, I just got some tea made for me. Alright. split those up. Okay. Oh yeah, you guys really want to cancel, don't you? I've definitely fucked off and did not bother to do this in the slightest. That's fair. Alright, let's see how... Like, coming back to this after a little while, let's see how terrible I selected things. Like, some of this stuff isn't necessarily bad. You know? Some of this stuff. We'll see. At some point, a trade office will actually be built. And at that point, I will actually be given a merchant estate. It's actually really funny, because I did a test run of this. And in every province that I build a trade office in China, or anywhere else for that matter, I will also receive that province in ownership. Because, you know, I assume the QA department was high on a cocktail of drugs. Hey, there we are. So, we'll get rid of market fairs. Yeet. Get rid of formal guilds. It's less than $1 to bribe, so there you guys go. Co-prosperity sphere, yep. QA was sleeping and high on Benadryl. Yeah. Yeah, basically. I'm debating what I want to do. I need to grant a privilege to the nobility here. I think I just lean into it for now. I mean, spiritualist is probably good. I don't know. I mean, we're definitely religiously united. How do we fare on culture? It's like, oh, cool, yeah. Okay. And ideally, I'd like to try and revoke stuff from the peasants, but I think I actually wait until I am landed for that. Because the peasants then should be a hell of a lot weaker, you know? You guys can get screwed, though. Is there anything I do want here? Maybe? Hell no. Strength of trade values. We're even on individualism and communalism right now. Because I have no censorship of the law, fair enough. You know, I think I'm going to try and lean into aristocracy and serfdom. How the fuck did I end up with this? Free mobility and partial yield. Yeah. I think it'll be easier to revoke these later, though. I think. But yeah, I will grant them auxilium et concilium. So that will give me additional 25% levy combat efficiency. Alright. We have the peasants allowed weapons, so... Oh yes, and I have a lovely princess here who needs marrying. She's, I presume, not our heir. I should double check our children here. Yes, we need to arrange a royal marriage. The Kingdom of Wu, perhaps. Just some random courtier. I'm wondering if there's any clans that are actually led by... Hold on. Oh no, that just shows the character. Because I know, ironically enough, right now the Shogun is a woman, which I feel like that should never fly in Japan, but hey, here we are. Alright. Well, in that case. Yep. We need to make sure that our line goes well. intelligent, balanced education. Expensive education. $250, sure. Okay, council agrees. And mostly just get them off my back. Alright. So, I did cut army maintenance and diplomatic spending as an FYI before I even started the stream. Oh shit, no, don't tax them. There we go. The problem is, like, it's so much stability to actually revoke anything from the clergy. Or not the clergy, the nobles. It'll be fine. Okay. Zit is good for Shik. Can we build any more Yamashiros yet? Good. Alright. Good stuff. Okay, I was worried that there just would not be enough leather again, but that'll be good. No. I'll exile the shogunate to the Philippines. Alright. Like I said, I just gotta build a bunch of these in as many provinces as I can. I'm sure lots of the buildings do have overlap, but there's a limit to how many I can build everywhere, so I'm gonna try and do my best for them. Aren't you the shogun currently? I am the emperor. There is, in fact, a very large difference. No. Yeah. It's pretty good. Yeah, there is a lot of difference. Oh, that's some instability. Oh, I thought you were playing the Ashikaga. No. In fact, you can see what country I'm playing right here. The Daikakuji court. The southern court, even. There's technically 2 emperors right now. Nations confuse me. Yeah. Building-based nations seem to confuse a lot of people. Like, the number of questions I got about, like, so, wait, is the population both yours and the shogun's? No. The population solely belongs to me. You know? And that fucking complicates things for everyone. And everyone's like, but they live in the shogun's provinces. And their head just explodes, like they can't understand it. It is weird. Like, I was really in map mode for it. You know what? That's a fair request, honestly. That is a pretty damn fair request. Maybe they prep me for that. Yeah. But yeah, no. The pops belong to me because they are employed in my buildings. Ironically enough, so every time I build a building, the population of the shogunate actually decreases. You know? In fact, actually, you could see where I did a building boom. Hold on here. You could see in the shogunate where their population decreases a little bit right here. And then if we go to our population, right there. Like, we don't employ that many people, so it's outside of some like weird things like that, you can barely tell. So it's fucking hilarious. Yeah, offended him. Sure. What are you guys up to anyway? You're doing random shit that's irrelevant. Cool. Understandable, honestly. There's not a whole lot you can do. So, first order of business. Is it going to be quality? Probably. What do we have for our values anyway? Yeah, we have already quality and offensive, so. Good stuff. We're land focused. Fair enough. Been desperately trying to get off of traditional. We're very innovative. Good to see. Yeah. But it is in this moment that we should probably get quality going as quick as we can. Tora, damn right. So yeah, no, the Sengoku Jidai should actually kick off fairly quickly after 1400 happens. Because the requirement is just that they fall below 50 legitimacy or 20 stability. Or the shogun dies. So like they're on a timer no matter what, you know? Yeah. So the Yamashiro are currently stalled. Which sucks. Is there anything else I could build? Sure, building gosh no. Yeah. Entertainingly, I could theoretically build a embassy somewhere. They'll probably steal me somebody's capital because nobody freaking checked any goddamn things. Okay, we got clan shipyards everywhere we can build. Overseas trading posts and missions we can't build because those require naval connections. Yeah, his disloyalty will be punished. There. Okay, we can build almost all of them. Yeah, it's going to be a long time before they're all built. But we've still got several years, so... Commit Sudoku. Uh-huh. Alright. Improving diplomatic reputation. I don't know. Like, realistically, what am I going to do with a lot of this stuff? Yeah, there's... nothing I can do outside of maybe a rebel crackdown? No, I have no rebels. Stabilize the country, I guess. Sure. That gets us ready. A controversial portrait. Yeah. I can't believe the clergy would say no to a larger-than-life portrait. Alright, you guys need to chill. There you go. Satisfaction 90, yeah. And we have a royal decree. So what does this give us again? Oh yeah. So this is why I might actually be willing to lean into the nobles. Hear me out. I actually have the capacity to tax them. You know? This, I think, only can go up so high on the maximum tax reductions. So, like, hear me out. Hear me out. Like, it seems like it's actually pretty decent, as well as if I keep giving this over it, I get even more levy combat efficiency. So, like, my levies are going to be pretty cracked, right? So, I'm actually going to grant them additional privilege and empower them. Considered a great power. Very well. Unfortunately, it's still like 60 stability to revoke these. Like I said, the peasants should lose a lot of power once we actually exist on the Now, I need to think. Hello, Northern Court. I would like to build a spy network in you. Okay. Because what I've also learned is that the Nanboku Jedi and the Sengoku Jedi are not actually mutually exclusive like you would expect them to be. We can, in fact, have a multifaceted civil war here. Did I miss anything? Not particularly. We have the big event coming up in 3 years now. Magus. So, you didn't miss much. I'm still in the setting up phase, you know? But yeah, so with this, I have 85%. God. I can tax these fuckers up to 56% where they are right now. Yeah, there's only 588 nobles. Yeah, so we'll be able to get rid of probably some of this stuff. Banish him. Yeah. We're highly sinusized, apparently. Which, I guess is fine. Clear that way to victory? Pretty much. And now that I understand mechanics a lot better, yeah. We're going to be able to restore the Imperial family, I think. With relative ease. I don't know. I'm just going to basically pretend that the Philippines don't exist. You know? That the Shogun hasn't gone off and started colonizing the shit out of them. What the hell? Yeah. I'll deal with that later. The second home I'll basically. But yeah. So now I'm thinking we might actually form a very beneficial relationship with our Kuge. We'll see. So with the Chonin here, market attraction, plutocracy, formal guilds, innovative, yeah. I am a sucker for urban development grants. I will give them that. There. And then I'm going to tank out the Soryo. There. Nice. So, she win for stabilizing the country. Alright, we've got quality done, it looks like. Change saddle values, offensive. Get working. Encourage the offensive. Do it from happening in this world? I mean, I don't think we have the ability to. I'm pretty sure that this is just it. There is, like, the Imperial Court. Become Shogun. Yeah, I can't do that. Authorization for expansion. Religious sects. Favor kami worship. Like, I can do these. Favor the Buddhist schools. Okay. Well, fuck it. Let's increase literacy. We shall educate the people. That would be actually pretty huge to increase our levies. Okay. So I'll want to do that at the right time. Yeah, there's that extra button. Agrarian communities. Yeah, encourage the revival. I could use more stability. Okay. Alright. So a lot of our Yamashiros are getting pretty close to finished, which is good. Alright. Yeah, like I said, we will have a fair bit of strength and authority at the start of the Sengoku Jidai. Of course, I think the first thing we're going to do in the Sengoku Jidai, however, will be to end the Nenboku Jidai. The Nenboku Choku. What? Nanboku Chode Jidai. I mean, I certainly could build things down here and probably get away with it. Fuck it. Yeah, we'll see what we can build. Initial clan shipyards, Tataras. There's an open spot. Yep. Yeah. Build trade offices there. Can't build family shrines anywhere. Can't build embassies anywhere. Okay. Yeah, that's more or less everything I can build now. 12 constructions. Yeah, no. Gain 10 army tradition right now, that's perfect. Unfortunately, it actually costs me money to bribe this state. It probably cost me more money later, either way. But also the Nomen aren't going to matter particularly much soon, so at least I hope not. Alright, so we're about as offensive as we can get. Keep encouraging towards land. Land does not actually help. Never mind. It is a weird concept. In that case, begin aggressive centralization. There. I have to dig over the country? No, not yet. I generally try not to make plans within plans because then things fall apart very quickly. You know, I set a goal, then I complete it, and then I'm like, okay, what's next? You know, it also prevents me from getting too disappointed in case things go weird. Because let's be real here, things go weird all the goddamn time. Should get that. Oh lord. Yep, get that. Oh god, I took military. Well, I'm an idiot. Fair enough. not helping. I was hoping it would help our armies at least. Is that so wrong? Remote castle works. Yeah, I'd really rather not. But there's not much I can do. Alright. Seriously, is there any laws I should look into changing? As a general rule, I think I would like to favor the elites here. It just gives maximum taxes, but does not make them happier. Yeah, I should move from feudal administration to central council. Let's start with that. Ask for a law change. Central council. Okay. That'll help a fair bit. Parliament outside capital minus 0.2. Traditional law. Alright, there's a possibility. Support for traditional economy, okay. Ask for a law change, or do I want to ask for a larger levy? Oof, that's a good question. Oh. No other valid possibilities. Okay, then. Yeah. Parliament approved levies. We're going to need that, I think, within the next 3 or so years. Acceptable. Alright. Thanks, Light Phoenix. Yeah. Removing the crown presence, Malice. That's fair. Yeah. The good news is I'll get 7.5% happiness here. Yeah, we'll eventually change it to favor the ruler. Okay. But yeah, that will help us centralize the nation a little bit more. Alright. So, there are, at any point in time, only about 5 legitimacy from, well, you know, from explosion at this point. So, we'll see. Alright. I'm pretty sure I built a spy network in here, right? Cool. I would like to create the Nanbokuo Jedi possibility on you. As expected. But yeah, we're going to hard ally with the nobility today. I'm going to see if that goes well. Can I even have insurgents? Like, what are you going to do? Nothing. I'm not a real country. It doesn't stop me from trying, though. Uh-oh. Maybe they're suffering some attrition. Yeah, fair enough. Try and get the hell out of there, right? You have 1 insurgent, yeah. Butler shit talking, yeah, apparently. Alright. So it looks like all of our constructions got completed, which is great. We'll need all the stability I can muster. Alright. So, on the note of this whole, or no, it's a Shinto thing, right? The shogunate court. Yeah, increase army, noble levies. Okay. Increase levies. Alright, that should give me a assload. A metric assload of levies. And they'll be very competent. Like, the Kuge are decently powerful, so levy combat efficiency is there as well. But we're talking approximately, what is it going to be, 67% levy combat efficiency? Good shit. Okay, we have the Nanboku Ojidai Kasbili, which will be good. Yeah. Hopefully, I'm hopeful that it'll pop off immediately. In my bit of testing I did, it did. So. But we shall see. Okay. I'll marry you there. Oh yeah. Probably here. Select some rival. Alright. Yeah, we've broken the Soryo. More or less. The learning a perfectly viable canon-based army in the Model A game ago was a joke, fucking joke. Yeah, no. There's still a lot that needs to be balanced around militaries. That's kind of why I came back to this, is because, you know, beforehand, quite frankly, levies and professional troops. Ah, there we are. That certainly didn't take long. The Sengoku Jidai will see us victorious. Gonna grab a save here. So, the Empire of Japan is in fact shattered. I get access, of course.
An earnest disciple.
That's manpower. To attempt an imperial restoration. A new outbreak. Nice. And because of all the buildings that I owned throughout the country, I present to you the Daikuji Court Loyalists. Wait, look at China. Dusty, you weren't here when I told you this was going to happen. Yes. Yes. That will in fact happen. We get a bunch of ports in China. Because QA was asleep at the wheel. Any building, or any province I had a building in, if I really wanted to go back and min-max some shit, I could have basically every port in India and other fucking places probably defect to me, you know? I'm not going to, because that is a long-ass time of just playing cookie clicker. Anyway, this all starts out kind of as expected, outside of some issues. Oh. Yeah, mountains first. Look, it's not great. We'll probably want to move the capital or something, but, you know. The main point is that I declare war on this man and the Ashikaga. Declaring war with great relations. Can I just insult you first? Then. But yeah. So things are kind of just going to be a little bit weird and fucked for the moment. As, yeah. Oh. Ow. Fuck. Ah. That hurt my ears. Yeah. There were 150 members of the shogunate or so, I believe. So I think I just annexed 100 of them. Yep. That hurt. At any rate. In other good news, I do have 300,000 manpower and some amount of money. Okay. Yeah, taxes are also pretty optional right now, unfortunately. So, Kyoto is the traditional capital, of course. We might... No. I don't know. Where should I seek to put my capital? Ah, yes. The Imperial foundries are already starting. Hello, Tokyo. Yeah, like we could put our capital on the Kanto Plain here. Coastal, grassland, subtropical, flat. It's not bad. How about Osaka, you know? Flatland, subtropical, farmland, coastal. I like Osaka then. There. Yeah, okay. Domain of Nita. Let's start a spy network, or oh, do I not have? I do not have diplomatic spending going. Fair enough. Catastrophic legitimacy campaign. Glad to hear it. Anyway. So yeah, now it's a lot more possible for me to revoke things here. Only for 19 stability each. So that's nice. Now again, the bad news is I have functionally no control anywhere. Because there is no proximity to the capital. Because our capital is a fucking mountain. Things aren't easy always. Alright. So yeah. I think the opening move is still the plan though. Oh, thank you. Alright, so you guys just attacked me. That is perfect. Alright, so I need to be thinking. I need to unfortunately actually think here. Because this CB requires me to use my brain a lot more than I'd like. Yeah. I love that there is no set of locations. Okay. Raid clan holdings, raid Imperial family holdings. Okay. I knew about those, and I think I know of a couple around here somewhere. Who the fuck knows where they are, if anywhere. But that's probably going to be fine. Yeah. I have no army, so we get the ticking war score, and eventually I can probably actually force them to capitulate. But I need to find enough holdings to actually pull this off. The problem, of course, is actually finding these holdings. That can be rather difficult. I remember there was a way. I did eventually figure it out. Oh yeah, there we are. If I mouse over the flag, it highlights them. Okay, there we are. Scorpion logo over the flag, yes, that was it. Thank you, Dusty. Uh-huh. God. So then there's Naka. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So as we can see here, from 2 battles, apparently minus 0.68. I mean, that's some bullshit, but sure. Alright, so we blew up all their holdings. Military theory. Alright. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, I'm liking Osaka as a capital. Diplomatic actions, hostile, send an insult. Am I not building a spy network in the EU? Oh no, I'm not, am I? Shit. I got distracted. Hunting accident. Alright. Alright. Yeah. I'm kind of worried. We'll see. We get 2 years. It should be fine. Let's see. No, not you. Okay, so the holdings stay there. Does not have recently raised. February 02, okay. Yeah, I have no manpower. I'm also just kind of hemorrhaging money. I'm not super shocked by any of that, but it is what it is. I think for the most part, I do need to get rid of the professional troops. You know? I barely have any income. No, nothing I really want to do here. Alright. From negative stability, yeah, it's healing up. Apparently we have inflation. Can barely keep it down. Yeah. Because of the gold and silver I produce. Very good. Alright. Well, I think I'm good on Diplo spending. Truth be told, fuck culture investment. You know, I'm looking to cut corners here, I admit it. The fuck is a Zhejian? Like... Oh, they give me the control even when I don't have it. Hold on, Core Town. These are cores. These are illegal. Oh my. Because there's no way I accept that culture, is there? Yeah. That said, I should probably... Yeah. So it turns out anyway, I have a bunch of illegal cores in China. QA napping again. Kyushu Toku. Alright. Minus 54. Yeah. Okay, what we got here? You in? You in. Encourage that centralization. Let's go. Fucking comatose state for the entire development cycle. The cost of war. Nonsense we fight on. How am I doing here? 6. Oh my god. Lack of... Oh shit, lack of rivals. Right, I guess all my rivals disappeared. Hold on. Also, I guess I need to do a bunch of other shit. Protect trade routes. Like, a lot of things just appeared up here, and I just kind of accepted it as a noise, you know? Regulated export. Anti-piracy. I'm just not going to codify that. I'm just going to avoid that question for a while. Hello, I'm here to raid your holdings again. Once again, fucking loot Kyoto. Like a fucking monster. Alright. Okay, I've got other things I need to do as well. I keep getting misaligned here, yeah, because way too much data being thrown at me right now. Okay. Here we are. There we go. That should hopefully speed things up a bit. %10 of your population, yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to do what I can here. Yeah, the fact this costs 100% is wild. Unfortunately, I think it's actually really bad that they attacked me. I wanted to be able to attack them so that way I could also beat up the Ashikaga. And that would actually earn me war score. You know? Sanjiao Zealots. Probably. Like, we're actually getting some conversion here. Not much. But some. I'm sorry? Oh, the Ashikaga have joined in. Well, that fixes that problem, I suppose. Kind of, anyway. Okay. So, I am going to get rid of the fancy idea of a professional army. Right the fuck now. Also, these are fucking prisoners. Yeah, ransom them. I guess, I don't know. Okay, that's fine. But yeah. I don't know what the Ashikaga actually control. Or really how much of anything. It's kind of impossible for me to tell. Like, for all the things here, this is a giant clusterfuck, right? Like, okay. Diplomacy-wise, I think they legitimately do in the home islands just own Kyoto. And those are actual professionals, aren't they? Some of them are. Rather terrifying that I actually lost a battle like that, but alright. I'm just going to rally my forces in Kyoto, and I'll sort it out from there. Oh, yeah. Instead of minor volcano eruption, don't mind us. I just want to confirm he is our best commander. Alright. Lives in China, yeah. Alright. Detach siege. Eco Iki. Appease the commoners. Allow safe refuge. Okay. Anyway, yeah. Cool. Got 4,000 there. This in general is kind of a problem with EU5, is that, like, it's really hard to hunt down anything. These people do just disappear into the fucking mists. No nonsense, we fight on. Alright. So anyway, apparently it's attacker ticking now, because I lack a professional army. Which is certainly interesting. Okay. Here's the problem, of course. Can I even build a building that gives me a professional army? It's a good question. Presumably I own at least a city or town somewhere. Like, towns exist in Japan, right? I may have made an absolute fucking massive dumbass maneuver by deleting the entire army. It turns out I may need to keep a single army piece somewhere. I may have ended up literally with no towns. Line of sight. Yeah. Mill tab to check. Oh no, I can apparently recruit them somewhere. And I do have an army, apparently. Of course, that would just require me to have thing. Sergeantry. No. Yeah, that gives me... That's, I think, all I've got, unfortunately, for now. And that requires my capital to be a town. So no, I'm just kind of hosed on that for now. Apparently I clicked the wrong province here. Create cosplay. So, what's the Sengoku Jidai cosplay? How about the Nengoku? Same conquer no matter what. Alright. Anyway. It's fine. Ah, yes. Excellent choice of landing in China. Alright. Apparently I've got like 3,000 over here. Yeah. I'm not too worried about things, though. It should be fine. Although the real question is there any defenses in this region? There is unfortunately, a castle. That's not what I wanted to hear, but it is what it is. Oh yes, I can't start a war while I have levies raised. Oh, of course, how silly. Yeah, just gonna have to continue waiting until eventually Kyoto falls, I think. Which continues to take its sweet time. Over a year so far. There we are. Force the abdication of the Imperial line. Eventually, like, you know, things like military balance and length of war do pile up enough where they will make one piece. At this point, if I could just flip the attack ticking, but they have no army, so really all I need is an army. Like, supposedly I got one, but no. I'm just going to... We have levies raised. Sorry, disband all levies. Excuse me, is there a fucking reason you can't just disband? Okay, detach the levies. Right, because these are actually just prisoners, aren't they? Oh no, that's a regular regiment. Well, I have an army. Apparently fat little that does. I mean, yeah, these guys are probably gonna just get cooked. But let's withdraw. I see, so they're just gonna, yeah, attack into that. Alright. Once again, re-rally in Kyoto then. Gather ourselves. We gotta wait for the big levies to arrive and all that. Divert one levy there, just to begin the siege. Because of course that's going to be required. Alright. God, what a complete clusterfuck. Oh yeah, disease outbreak. Love when that happens. Oh no. Their force disappeared down here. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have to start learning to use like the lift fog of war thing, maybe. Like there's gotta be Research and Trade Administration. Go to the troublemakers. March here. There's not really any point in following them around. They don't really matter. You know? Alright, so if I go to diplomacy, where else? Okay, there's 2 additional holdings there and 1 up there. Okay. Unfortunately, Lord knows it will take 1 million years for that to actually fall. Alright. Some tolerance. Yeah, guys, you gotta relax. Be chill, be tolerant. Okay. Oh. It is now defender ticking. Oh. And then the Ashikaga immediately re-raised. Fair enough. Yeah, the problem is I don't really have any good places to go. Like, the complete chaotic nature of everything here makes it a bit of a nightmare. I do have, like, a lot of control in the north. I'm thinking maybe actually just moving my capital out here is the right call. You know? But it's like, ooh, I could have a nicer cap. Yeah. And it should ideally be in the center, so that way it's easiest to get to all the areas, right? It makes sense. But the question is, am I chasing an ideal, or should I go with good enough? Like, I also have a lot of control zones over here. You know? Unfortunately, the middle is where I am actually the weakest. And it's a bit of a nuisance. A new 10 mil. Good. Sponsor the Noble Arts. Although, in all honesty, I might just be able to, like, improve things a bit. We'll see. Anyway, so yeah, we just have to have Ashikaga eventually surrender, question mark? And they should just eventually give in. Length of war, yeah, minus 87. I am going to demand Kyoto, of course, so that will slow things down a bit. Slave armies are fun, yeah. Unfortunate. Who cares, though? Alright. I mean... nobody. So, am I still considered a Tenmo? I am. Okay. I'm just wondering. I guess I would have to be for the Nanboku Cho Jedi to continue. I don't know, eventually they should land 2,000 troops somewhere and launch an assault or something, right? As everyone just kind of continues to fucking starve. Starvation just destroys our armies repeatedly. It's kind of brutal. Council agrees. Good. I probably should have gotten rid of a law, but oh well. I think I have enough stability as well. I'm going to revoke the free movement. Yeah, that will improve the mood of our nobles, whom I can tax a little bit more. Oh, yeah. How quaint. Quality. Holy shit. Yeah, I love that. I'm gonna have to go occupy a fucking fort. So tell me more about yourself. You have that one province, okay. Alright. Defender's Dessert. There's only 92 defenders left. '83. That moment where I'm just like, you know, what if I did actually launch the assault? You're likely to fail. Alright. And you all starve together. Yeah. Alright, so the Ashikaga are in fact willing to hand over Kyoto. I may have made a mistake piecing them out. I don't know why, I just assumed they were going to stay at 0 war enthusiasm. I mean, I guess at this point I do have defender ticking, that'll help. Oh shit, this finally fell. Alright. Unfortunately, of course, this is a conquered location right now, so... Please integrate Osaka. This is a repeatable assault till it falls. Not really. Because inevitably I have to pull, like, some troops off or whatever. Like, drop them and re-raise them. Like, it might be possible, but... I feel like that would inherently have a lot of risk to it. Okay, so navies raise levies. I have no navy levies to raise. That might be because my... Oh no, the Chonin don't hate me. I can't re-raise levies right now since the peasants do in fact hate me. But, you know. We're trying here. Trying to learn to collect taxes over time. Like, I'd like to believe that, you know, negative 14%. I've got to get this integrated. Alright, it's over. The end of the Nanbokuo Jidai. We will form Yamato. Kyoto becomes our new capital. Sure, why the fuck not? Alright, congratulations to us. We are now the Yamato court. And we've resolved the Nanbokuo Jidai. Time to clean up the country. Yeah, basically. It ain't bad, but this is a mess. And actually cleaning this up is going to take 1,000,000 years. On the plus side, do I have manpower yet? I have monthly manpower +1. Hey, Kyoto. I'd like to build a sergeantry here. Apparently I do have, like, regulars, but I don't even know where the fuck they are. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we are the 110 mil. Rebel against Shogun authority. Okay. Anyway, there's probably, the good news is I think I can likely do this peacefully. Like, I am reasonably powerful here, you know? Let us embark on diplomatic endeavors. Alright, current strength, different rank, diplomatic reputation, positive opinion is from 12, so that can eventually go up to 50. Alright. Okay. Assuming we ever can collect taxes from them. Like commander, yeah. At least you have money? Yeah, we have money. It's fine. Like, these guys are super annoying, but they're also limited. They have 486 dudes, and that's it. Detach a siege and just take Naka or whatever back. I think they're about to, like, try something here. Hold on. Yeah. Saw it coming. Anyway, they don't have an army anymore. They can't raise an army because they're under, you know, siege, so... So there is a capacity to automate. Select an objective. Defend home territories. Well, that certainly is something. For logistics. There you go. Alright. I'm going to try using army automation for the first time ever. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully undo some damage. Alright, well. Yeah, you've got 14 provinces. Like, the entire country is once again isolated from the capital and function. You know? And so it kind of sucks. Also, this is illegal again. My capital... Oh, whatever. Get the fucking control up. Some manpower flooding into our armies. Alright, looking good. Alright. Game is E5, not Asia 5. Yeah. I mean, I expect this to be kind of a nightmare. So... it's fine. Alright, it looks like I just have 100 now, and I'm just going to take this. Alright. Yeah, we don't want to take on too much antagonism, ideally. Apparently these are just my regulars. I don't know. Fucking merge them together. Get anything we can. Like I said, this is basically an anarchy, so I accept shit's just gonna be fucked. You know? I think I need to murder that guy and just take Kawabe. Okay. I don't know. Sengoku could die. So, the domain of Hata. That's to become our vassal. Current strength +3. Fair enough. I mean, the main issue for us really right now is I need to pass a bribe off to the peasants in order to restore my capacity to raise their levies. There. Okay. So asking them to become our subject. -45. Alright. Okay. Alright, I might have to do this the old-fashioned way. Not my favorite way, but it'll do. Okay, are you our regulars? Okay. And you cannot currently get to Osaka. Fair enough. Yeah, I got no monthly manpower, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of expected. Like 250 gold for better educated heir. Let's do it. I'm gonna try and get our guys' stats up as much as possible. Alright. I want to get rid of that at some point. But yeah, functionally I am barely a state. So it's gonna be tough. Yeah. Oguni. There's at least not a town or anything here, so I'm just going to begin building a spy network in you, I guess. I was hoping to improve my Diplo rep and actually start like trying to take some of these people as vassals. But the problem is, realistically, I'm just staring at too much. You know? I'll try and keep track of some things, you know? I will try. My general success rate at doing that may not be great, though. But, like, basically I have to improve my opinion with every person here. And at least for the time being, I do want to note that the shogunate still has 57 members. So, there's a lot. Lady shogunate, yeah. Why do you think we're in this mess? Because someone let a woman become the shogun. And now the emperor's like, well, that just won't do. And a lot of the country agreed with us. That's where we're going with. Alright, so I have a lot of building maintenance that I don't necessarily want. I don't know. I'm debating what to do with that. I think it's probably where most of my taxes come from, though. Given that Yamato is currently surrounded. Why? Lack of rivals again. Okay. Let's see what I can do about that. Alright. So I'm not going to, you know... Also... I'd like to congratulate the Kingdom of Wu, who might actually put this fucking goddamn thing together yet. Our court needs the money. Like, I'm going to try and collect what taxes I can, but let's be real here. That's just going to suck. But at least for the time being. We got Kyoto as a capital. Our control is still non-existent here. Good, non-cultural levy size. Alright, at least build the spy network a little faster. Succumb to feudal temptations. Fair enough. Alright. But yeah, we gotta slowly eat all of the remaining people. It's not going to be a fast process. Of that, I know. Concepts such as professional armies would be great. Tell me, have we heard anything yet of such things? Institutions. I see we have a little bit of spread to the Indians. They've got professional armies. Yeah, you guys are just getting... No, that's feudalism, right? Yeah. Okay, so... It may arrive someday. I hope. Could have gone there, brother. More of his people on board and the nation suffered for it. Yeah. But yeah, if I can get the town of Kawabe, we should be in a bit better shape. Right now, I'm trying to think what the best thing I can do is. Maritime contracts. And, like, I think naval is correct with this. That will allow us to, you know, assert a lot more authority and control. Yeah, makes sense to me. I'm about to go to war with these chuckle fucks. Like I say, the more of this I can take control of, the better. It's very possible I already own over half the country, and realistically, if I can, like, secure a capital zone, I'm fine. You know? Tibetan Buddhist zealots. I may at some point have to let the, you know, Chinese ports go. I'm more than willing to do so. And the Ashikaga Shogunate, it struggles. Alright. The Shogun has been exiled to the Philippines. Weird ass way. 19. 21. Alright. Sengoku Jidai. Alright, it has to actually manufacture. We'll deal with them later. That's fine for now. Go fun place to go down and finish the job, yep. Theoretically as well, I can actually start creating colonial charters and settling Hokkaido. Would it be... There's probably a reason I don't want to just take Chinese pops and put them in Hokkaido, right? I want to use Japanese pops. Yes? I'm going to trust the process. Oh, we'll make them Japanese. Oh, okay. Well, in that case... I heard he's calling to be careful. Yep. It seemed fine for now. Like, we can see the cost of colonies is only about 30 bucks. So, seems reasonable. I don't know how long it'll take to settle all this stuff. But hey. It'll get done eventually. Doesn't look very cherry It's a very pretty place in Hokkaido. Yeah, no, it's, I think during the spring, Japan looks fucking beautiful. It's great, you know? Salt and tools for all that. We should. Bam. That should help. Okay. Declare war. Sengoku Jidai. Alright. I think you're better. Okay. As usual, I want to gather up in Kyoto. Alright. Perfect. Yeah. They do have, in theory, 14 locations scattered throughout the islands. I don't know if I'll annex them all. Or if honestly, there's a little voice in me that's like, get this and run. Like, control. Your control is fucked. There's nothing you can do without it. Continue writing. I think what I will do is a blitz tactic in general. Like, I do just have such an absurd numerical superiority here, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. The problem is, as always, is the absolute clusterfuck and chaos that is ongoing at any point in time around here. So, But yeah, we'll try and grab as much as we can, I think. You know? Force them into awkward position. Because most of their country is still lacking in forts and anything else that could otherwise protect them. And same with ours. Retreat here now. Actually stop and stay here for a bit. Administration infiltrated. That's unfortunate. Alright. Good stuff. Alright, that's everything inside of their capital forts. Alright, coalitions are a thing. We'll have to be somewhat cautious about that. So there's already gravel road. So we have actual proximity. Oh my god. Don't watch it, yeah. Okay. It's at least a start. So. You know what? I'm going to need somebody on that, but like, I don't know. I do need you to finish integrating Zetsu. Even though it's definitely got a bit of a setback, I think. Alright, disband the army levies. But yeah, we have at least some control spreading out now. It's not much. But yeah, it doesn't even reach that far. Anyway, so my current plan. Let me think. So tell me more about wharves. Something about harbor capacity, right? Going to see the land vice versa in the proximity and trade calculations. Okay. this wharf is not. Okay. I'll worry about it later, I guess. It's just not something I can think of right now. I may have actually gone a bridge too far with that. We'll see. No, there's only like 6. Either way, from Kyoto, we can rule, I guess. I think for now, what I need to do is ask everyone I can to become vassals, you know? And just start taking them over that way. The daimyos are upset that we have taken so much territory so quickly. Okay. Where the fuck is this army that I'm maintaining? Disband it. Because $50 ain't worth shit. Alright. I can now run a positive balance. In fact, 3/4 of my deficit is colonies. That's not bad. Okay, it's Japan. The problem is just in general that it's not really possible to connect. We're still in the early part, and like we have gravel roads, and that's it. I think the only way I could reasonably do it is with like the bailiff buildings, but those kind of suck. Now the good news is on the whole coalition front is that they'll probably murder each other, you know? Kyoto. Okay. Fund the farming estates, yes. This is good. Alright, I think we can relax on stabilizing the country. Stabilizing the country is good, but have you considered that I actually need to head to naval? As weird as that is. Yeah. Inspections Korea has, yeah. Damn right we don't. Someday. And some army morale there. Oh, another 10% levy combat efficiency. Okay. Military support. Brilliant. Okay, so asking for a law change. The Dishu system. So, yeah, we currently are on favor of the ruler. Are we actually at like maximum taxation of the nobility? Nowhere near it, okay. But, like, just taxing commoners is so fucking worth it. Rise of great individuals can be added. Fertile lands. actually doing too bad. Alright. So for now, I'm going to calm down and start playing the diplomatic game. Newest option for proximity cost, yeah. Like I say, from here out I should generally be able to annex or vassalize most of the daimyo. I don't know. Prox cost over sea, I think I just need to figure out how naval infrastructure works and work on that, you know? Because there exists, like, the concept of fishing villages, which do provide some things. I don't know. Is there any way I can get additional wharves here? One in this location. Unfortunately, I don't know why. The game doesn't exactly tell me anything, so... it's pretty tough. So. Yeah. In theory, I still get a decent bit of profit per level, as we do still have a lot of effective control in Yoshino, and I don't think much in Kyoto yet. Oh, we do have stuff in Kyoto. Well, that's something then. Gonna need to do whatever we can. The distillers guilds are making bank. Tools guilds. Of course, easier said than done, as, yeah. Don't exactly have a lot of people promoting right now. Still another 87,000 here. We'll do with what we can. Alright. Culture. There. Let's fully accept all of our... Oh no, we lose 15 manpower. Okay. Alright. So, Koyu, 143. We're almost there. God, this settling the frontier takes a while, doesn't it? Or not settling, sorry, colonial charters take a while, don't they? No. The royal family does not give out hostages. Yay. 53 members and falling. And presence stops being a factor there. To the actual location. Okay. So the problem is maritime presence, which I believe is related to the fact that I don't actually have a navy. Which I believe also massively fucks with my ability to exert influence over the sea. I think I'm correct in that assumption. I should maybe look into a Mediterranean galley tech, you know? Let's get a warship. Oh, yeah, Typhus. Okay, coalition disbanded. Nice. Yeah. It's just the Oguni in the show. No. Alright. Just off your waters, yeah. Alright. Well, we vassalized one of them. I should look into trying to vassalize anyone around here, though. Although you know, you have a lot of antagonism. My negative opinion is most of the problem there. I can only get up 150 though. So the antagonism will have to burn off for a while. Trying to find some of the decent-sized people here. You own 7 locations. 37. I can do that. Excellent. Oh, there's -5 for number of subjects with limited diplomacy. Okay, interesting. Alright. Well, either way. Every daimyo is a daimyo done. They can enable attrition towards hostile fleets. Good to know. Alright. I don't think I actually need diplo spending. I'm going to be real here. There. I now have positive income. Even with those colonies going. Let's try and improve things. Grand palace building. Build it, yeah. Build the roads. Colonies count too. Good to know. I mean, this won't be a colony. We're gonna, of course, want home rule here. Yeah. Northern peace treaty. Tribula. Fair enough. But yeah, no. Things are looking up. So, maritime presence. Yamato Court is decaying. Wind damage, storm surge, port, harbor capacity, naval tradition. Okay. So, is it fair to then say that it is almost an existential requirement of me to take every province on the East Seto Sea? Or as many as I can, anyway. In order to further improve my maritime presence and my ability to proximity. That makes sense in my head. existential need then. Let's spy network in those two. Well, let's try and take that. The coalition's calmed down, obviously, except for these few. But yeah, as the Sengoku Jidai continues. Alright, we actually integrated Setsu. Yeah, integrate this region. Because anywhere immediately adjacent to the capital, it'll be good to have control in. You know? Alright. Yeah, 52 members. What is a Shugo Daimyo? Huh. It's to defy the authority of the Shogun. I see. Well, I mean, defying the authority of the Shogun isn't too hard. Oh yeah. Not everyone's on the map, are they? There might actually be many fewer members on the map than I realize. Alright. Put it through the Overlord is Ashikaga. Is there less than 2 members? Equal to 2 members. No. Okay. I'm not really sure what the end condition is, but it looks like it's basically to murder everyone, so it seems easy enough. Murder everyone or murder the Ashikaga. I don't think murder the Ashikaga works. I think the Ashikaga is just a stand-in for the current Shogun. Or a current leader of the international organization. You know? Like, realistically, I should see about trying to murder the Ashikaga Shogunate. You know? I may need some diplomatic spending. That's fine, though. Yeah, like I said, these guys have 6 provinces, so... getting them as a vassal is a good call, I think. these days. There we are. Let's become our vassal. Yoshu. There. Shinto is Korea when I said Czech would face convert to economical. Yeah, you can just kind of freely convert to any religion in your like group if they're in your country, you know? So like these are all in our group. But you know. Here's what it is. Okay, we still have a lot of rebels and they're starting to build up a bit. But yeah, so we've gained another decent vassal who, with any luck, is good. Looks like one of the people I may have been building what? Domain of Hata. Weird. Anyway. And yeah, relations improving. All right. Like I say, we do own the majority of the country if I can ever get enough control over it. Although that is easier said than done. Is the charter progress in the sidebar? Theoretically, yes. And in practice, it's going pretty slow, so I probably won't have it open most of the time. 21% of the way to... So, supposedly once I get one province, it will speed up. No new tariffs. Alright. Alright. So, how about them institutions, eh? Not yet. I'm hopeful that they'll show up before too long. Because ironically, I may yet be able to yoink the printing press in the next era. I saw Korea do it, and I understand the strats now, you know? There's all levies. Recruit regular archers. Yeah, it's fine. We'll sort it out eventually. Alright. The levies have been raised. Good. I'm just gonna have this serve as our little gathering point here. Like these guys actually own here, which is potentially very good for us, of course. As we can conquer the region north of the capital. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to detach a siege. Because we still got another, like, many 10,000s coming. Detach a siege here. Split you in half and send half there. Yeah, like I say, unfortunately this place is so fucking dense, I have no idea where... Okay. Alright. Okay, we're going to put a little push on them. Marching and destroying. Get up here now. That'll at least let me knock out one of them from the war. And they wouldn't like it too much if I actually did that. So I won't conquer that for now. Just these two. As I kind of mentioned, they are on the East Seto Sea, which, as far as I'm concerned at this point, I functionally need to take every province on and gain control of. You know? And let's bring you guys down here. Alright. Just another random person attacking me. Yeah, I'm not gonna try and extend beyond this region. Like, these regions are all next to, the capital. I can build my power base here and continue to expand my influence and actually gain troops and stuff from them. The importance of the provinces next to the capital are there. So, see how much artwork look like? I have, yes, Dusty. You post many pictures in the Discord. I mean, honestly, just in general, all of the shit that goes on in everyone's EU5 games is fucking hilarious. Not even just my games, I'm glad I'm not the only one having these cracked out games where half the nations just eat rocks and do stupid shit. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, no, we share a lot there. Can I launch my assault? They're prisoners. Good. Not quite. One more month. Yeah, this region, like I said, if we can grow our control of the central region. I mean, we're effectively the hegemon in the other two regions, even if the land is functionally worthless to me. So, all that matters to me right now is the central region. It's the one place I can kind of levy things. Okay, let's change things here. So instead of favor of the ruler, I don't know. I don't like the decentralization. Favor the elites. And it'll be happier nobles and, well, honestly, happier all estates. There. Life in Kyoto. You'll have to endure like the rest of us. Yeah. Not too bad, thankfully. Well, maybe it's a little bad. We'll see. It is in that moment that I create a save here. Load my previous autosave and create a save there. Just in case. Because this one might actually be a bridge too far, you know? I might be going a little too far in my conquests in this area. This is in Japan. The Imperial Court? Yeah, they just decided to make parliaments a universal mechanic. Like, I can disable the parliaments in theory. I just have to select no parliament type. But it's objectively terrible. So there's no reason to ever do it, you know? It is just objectively terrible. Getting it occupied, no more can be devastating. That's not true. Honestly, it should be far more devastating than it is. Like, basically nothing bad happens if the capital falls. We can now claim the throne of the Ashikaga. Apparently. Grant. But yeah, we'll drop the levies, of course, for now. Oh no, I won't because I'm at war. Although, to be fair... Honestly, white piece is fine. I don't want to take anything else. But at this point, I do have 72,000 levies from my conquests. Because, rather amazingly, I have control of these regions, you know? So, instead of... okay. I would like to replace you, I think. Let's talk cabinet here. You are no longer going to change societal values. Instead, you are going to integrate. You. On naval. Let's go. Yeah, I don't think the coalition actually stands much of a chance against us. Even the combined might of all the daimyo is going to be pretty limited. You know? Although they may get lucky yet. It'll at least slow me down. It will at least slow me down. Let's start the annexation. 5 more years. But yeah, we're down to only 45 members of the shogunate, so... Eventually the wars will start to become a little bit more cohesive as well. 83,000, yeah, like... the conquest and integration of the region surrounding Kyoto, without question, is the best thing I can do. You know? Alright. Coming of age. Of course, we don't have professional armies yet, so recruiting regulars is rather difficult. Innovation wave. I'm still gonna get at least some regulars. Alright, it looks like the most I can functionally support is actually only going to be 2. So, yeah. I literally get no additional manpower. There's got to be a way to adjust the flanking. Formation here, we go. Yeah, for now, unfortunately, all I have is the single sergeantry you get. Alright. Good. That's another province integrated. Yeah. And like the number of levies I have is just casually ticking up, so. Grand Palace, Confucian School, Yakata. I knew what they were getting into. So, any word on how this is going? 35%. About 35% currently. And we get Koramuko. Luckily, it doesn't take long to actually do this, so, you know. It's going well. And it's further helping us raise more and more levies. They're getting administrators, yeah. We don't have any actual antagonism with the Koreans. Seems reasonable. Alright. I may choose to attack the coalition. Like, if I'm going to be honest here. The coalition is significantly weaker than us. And if I just make the play and murder and, like, cut them up and destroy a bunch of their shit, and otherwise just continue to take provinces, I'm kind of already at the situation where the balance of power is just my favor. Yeah? I think that's fair to say. The situation is that the balance of power is heavily in my favor. Look at me now. I think that's the correct call. Like, the reality is, like, yeah, the coalition exists. It's a thing. But a coalition's only as useful as its ability to actually muster troops and fight us. Okay. My thoughts are that I need to try and, like, locate the weak links. Like that guy there. And explicitly try and knock him out first. I will, of course, show mercy. I don't want to attract too much antagonism after all. Yeah, even a couple of regulars that I'm managing to put together here is already showing some fucking promise in the amount of damage they can inflict. So. Defender bonuses, they presumably looted something, which sucks. Won't be able to murder all of them, but that's fine. Ah, yes. You're a subject for somebody. Very good. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I do just basically need to focus on somebody and try and knock them out. Somebody who isn't the war leader specifically. But like I say, unfortunately a lot of this is going to be a bit of a mess as I try and organize. Quite frankly, anything. Alright. I think what I'm going to do is configure some armies. You know? This is realistically not just not something I can do. This is a mental fucking mess to deal with. Like, the Sengoku Jidai makes the HRE look like a nice and organized place. I'm gonna be real here. Ergo, Ottoman. It may not be as ideal or as efficient, but it should hopefully do fine. Alright, certainly looking good. Enemy forces are down to 16,000. A neighboring technical genius. Yeah. So. Presumably, yeah, from 40 battles. At this point, we're just getting the ticking bonus as well. Alright. So the Kingdom of Wu looks like it's lost. The Wan Dynasty is actually putting its shit back together. Good for it, I guess. Not really a fan of it, but whatever. Do what you gotta do, right? Alright. But yeah, I think the Imperial Restoration is going rather well. Roll. Alright. So, I kind of want to keep an eye on who just collapses in War Enthusiasm. And this might actually be possible. War losses are just too high, I think. We'll get our shit back eventually and take care of it all eventually. It's fine. Or no, that's word. Exhaustion, sorry. I still have no idea where any of these are. Oh, there's some of it. That's kind of the thing. It is really hard to see. Ransom, just reduce our antagonism a little bit. And focus siege. Everywhere. I think I missed a spot, but it's fine. You guys need it here. Occupy this. in. Unfortunately, how does the war leader? Alright, I'm going to take my personal command forces. This place is seemingly all over the goddamn country. It doesn't seem to have a lot of forts, though, so I'm going to try and knock it out. That should follow suit. So that's their capital, fair enough. That'll need to fall. I don't have to annex anyone. Like, annexation is optional. I'm just gonna, generally speaking, try and get what I can get, you know? Yeah, you just have centralized a strong something there. Good job. But yeah, our enemies are definitely struggling. Unfortunately, I'm just going to counter siege with their tiny ass armies. Okay, current armies. Yeah, you know, that would make sense, wouldn't it? That some decent sized chunk of my troops are actually stuck over there. Alright. Yeah, coalition forces are down to only 8,000 soldiers. So. Like 12%. Alright.
Our community grows.
Warren province needs to be occupied, okay. March on this. Knocked out, nice. Slow and steady. The coalition will die eventually. Okay. Alright. Yeah, there's only 41 members of the Shogunate left. Occupied all their southern holdings so far. This is a vassal. Coalition continues to struggle. Alright. Alright. Just keep occupying. So eventually it will be fine. I barely even know who I'm at war with. What a fucking nightmare. Like I said, it's a mess. And my sole goal at this point is navigating the mess. It doesn't really matter how I do so. Whatever I do, I mustn't be consumed by the chaos, you know? Okay, looks like you guys are actually stuck down here, which is hilarious. Well, feel free to go take that. Alright. Just keep on working. Let's try and liberate, take various bits. Alright, I can exile them to the north pretty easily. Alright. Fuck the Wu peasants. Alright. That said, I am going to keep an eye on Korea. And improve relations with them. Improving relations helps deal with the antagonism, so that one's gonna buy me some more time. Yeah. Yeah, they're the Yamato province in the center. That needs to be occupied. Move our forces in here immediately. And hopefully we can knock that out. Okay. So, let's talk about integrations. I definitely screwed that up somehow. There. Yeah. As many can join the coalition as they want. I do not care. I don't know. I shouldn't tell them to carpet siege. It should always be focus siege. So that way they don't get split up and picked off. Remember, organization is what's required to win here. Province. Thank you. Coalition continues to weaken. Good. That was probably a lot. They're a little worried. We're holding it at bay for now. Okay. Yeah, 36 members. That's kind of the thing. Ironically, the only one who might have any power is the Ashikaga Shogunate, who isn't really involved at this point. Takada Shogunate. Nice, congratulations. They actually are involved. Well, don't really care. Also explains where a lot of the coalition forces are. They're literally on repeat trying to cross here and failing. Okay, well, go this way then. No, they're just kind of stuck down here. I guess that's fine. Like, we'll just win eventually. We'll overpower the remainder, and then once again beat them up. Alright. Yeah, the Oguni are up here. Yeah, they can't move. It's fine. Just a mild frustration. You guys gotta knock this town out, make sure we've got it. 13 locations. So, are there 2 domains of Hada? Like, the fuck is this shit? They seem to have different troops, so I think so. Which probably explains my fucking hallucinations. And why I've been wigging out so much of some of this random shit. My god, they seem like they're everywhere. Way larger than they should be. Both are ruled by the Ashikaga. Yeah, fair enough. Alright. It's weird shit sometimes. But yeah, the siege is going to tick forward. That needs to go be stopped immediately. Alright. So it goes up there, I guess. I don't know. There's it should go. Alright, siege 1. Go try and knock out use up here. See if we can't knock these places out. And force an end to this with the second weird Hada. We're almost there. Okay. Another member of the coalition defeated. I don't know. Takeda I'll just let off for free whenever the fuck they want to leave. I don't know where Iwate is. There's your target. Head there and start your siege. Alright. Reoccupy this region. Okay. few forces are left. Actually opposing us. I think I might just let you off. I don't know. I shouldn't. I should push for the annexations where possible. But I'm trying to also think forward if I can just, like, reduce the amount of chaos everywhere in this war, it makes the next war easier to handle. But on the other hand, I do functionally have the ability to push for the win, so I should take it. Even if it's real weird and messy right now. This is actually pretty tempting because this cleans up so much room. Alright. I should consult the Parliament. Back the war up. Alright. Good. We'll do Yamashiro, sure. Key. Okay, I have another 24,000 levies I can raise already. So now that we own both sides of the strait, am I free to leave? Looks like it. Good, okay. I know these guys are willing to give me pretty much everything, except like a couple of zones on the edge. I'll take that. And that gives me the 100. Oh yeah, no, don't. Wipe treaty, wipe peace with Takeda, because I'm not going to deal with the Philippines right now. I'm too busy dealing with the home islands. This all isn't going to fit in a single treaty, is it? To be fair, it's probably good enough. I don't know. Certainly leaves us with only limited effort left. So peace. Absenteeism. There's a little weird about it. barely affects Korea. Alright. This reduces the number of daimyo to a mere 33 in total, including ourselves and the shogun. So, 31 proper. That, yeah, like we are in control of most of the country. It's only 1422. We're doing a pretty solid job of cleaning this fucking mess up. You get annexed. December 1st, so in like 3 months I can start annexing them. Yeah. The remaining guys are definitely banding together to try and stop me, but it doesn't really matter. We control too much of the country. I have 110,000 levies at my disposal. The rebellious daimyo will be brought to heel. Alright, that said, I think I'm probably going to call the stream here this evening. So, I'd like to thank everyone for watching. We're halfway there. I'm glad this evolved from cookie clicking, you know? It's really funny that I did totally stop right before reaching the diamonds. Like, oh yes, the actual game starts now. And just fucking stopped. Like an idiot. Get fucked. Silly commoners. Alright, with that in mind, not too bad. I'd like to thank everyone for watching this evening's broadcast. I think I'm going to continue. This is good. I've been enjoying it. And, yeah, it's definitely different. Well, we'll see what we can do once we, unite the home islands. But we look pretty strong already, We look pretty strong already. Maybe I'm just getting cocky, but it's like, 100,000 soldiers, How can I possibly lose? Oh well. Thank you everyone for watching. I've been your Blaze Kelvin. I'll be seeing you guys next time. Take care, folks. Have a good night.